voices of our friends, come whatever. On the road ahead, we did it before, and we'll do it again.
When the moments turn to hours and the day's last light is gone, look around us always and remember, there were times we were uncertain, but we just kept walking on. It's always darkest just before the dawn. See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends, come whatever. On the road ahead, we did it before, and we'll do it again.
Our home, the home we share, where the garden always grows toward the light. Though the road ahead is daunting, I know we're gonna be alright.
See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends, come whatever. On the road ahead, we did it before, and we'll do it again. See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends, come whatever. On the road ahead,
We did it before,
and we'll do it again.
Hi, very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Geylang Virtual CC. My name's Pam, and I will be leading the Yoga Flow class today. Okay, so before we get started, so just want to just give you a little brief on what we're working on today. So for the past 4 months, actually, we have been working on more basic flows, but moving forward, let's take it a next step further. And so the sequences from now till whenever, okay, it'll be more multi-level. Okay, so there'll be options given for everyone as usual. And just rest whenever you need to. Take any option that you can. Don't feel pressured ever to take the final option. Okay, so let's get started. Same thing, stand by your usual props if you know you usually need them. And just find a comfortable seat on your mat. Resting your palms on your knees, either facing upwards or down. Yeah, sit up a little bit taller from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. And softly close your eyes. Taking the next couple of minutes to sit here in stillness. Giving your body some time to settle in as you arrive on your mat. Relaxing the space between your eyebrows and relaxing your jaw. Begin to notice your breath moving in and out through your nose. Noticing how your belly expands and your chest rises as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, your belly deflates and your chest softens. And keeping your breath smooth and slow. And perhaps practice same count breathing. So maybe 5 seconds to inhale and 5 seconds to exhale. Okay, just take your time. Can you also let go of any distractions, any thoughts? And just letting go of anything that doesn't serve you in this coming 45 minutes. It's all about just tuning your awareness inwards and just focusing on your breath as best as you can. A couple more rounds here with eyes still closed. Very softly, blink your eyes open. Nice. Okay, so with your eyes open, start to walk your right hand out towards your right side. Okay, so we're going to do seated side bends. Keeping the left hip on the floor, stretch your left arm overhead. So you're reaching through your left fingertips. Soften that right shoulder away from your right ear. Okay, you might want to just stay here, or option to, only if it's available, lower down to your right forearm. Okay, so as you press your right forearm into the floor, left hip stays down, roll left arm back, and maybe look upwards, look forwards, or look downwards. Nice. Now inhale, come back up to center. Other side, crawling the left hand out to the left now. Stretch your right arm overhead. Okay, so same thing, reaching through your fingertips. Nice. Maybe again, you can stay here with left elbow slightly bent, or if you can, lower your left forearm down to the mat completely. Okay, so your right hip stays down. Lengthen the size of your waist long. Nice. Now inhale, come back up to center. Okay, from here, come onto your hands and knees. Tabletop. Okay, so as always, if you need to, please pat your knees here with a towel. Okay, spreading the fingers wide in your tabletop with index fingers pointing forward, knees in line with your hips. Okay, so you can try tuck your toes or keep your feet flat, whatever works for you. Okay, just 4 rounds of cat and cow. On your next inhale, tip your tailbone upwards, arch your back, draw shoulder blades closer together, broaden through your collarbones as you look forward or look upwards. Okay, so this is your cow pose. On exhale, lengthen your tailbone downwards, round your back, pressing the floor with your palms, and think about spreading the shoulder blades away from each other, chin to chest. Okay, 3 more as you move with your breath. Inhale, tip your tailbone upwards, arch your back, shoulders away from ears. And exhale, round. Press the floor away, chin to your chest. 2 more. Belly down on your inhale into your cow pose. Nice. Okay, so shoulders away from ears. And on your exhale, round into your cat. Press the floor away, chin to your chest. Okay, last set. Inhale, arch your back. Again, lift your tailbone upwards, roll shoulders away from ears. And on your exhale, round. Press the floor away, chin to your chest. Okay, coming back to neutral spine. From neutral spine, plank, high push-up. So you're going to straighten your legs now. Okay, gripping the floor with all 10 finger pads. Nice. Okay, keep your upper back broad. Think protraction. Okay, so spread shoulder blades away from each other. Nice. And just try to perhaps maintain that distance between your hands and feet as you lift your hips up into your first downward dog for this afternoon. So with your feet about hip width, hand shoulder width, you can either stay in stillness or just move intuitively here. Okay, perhaps bending your knee or by bending your knees, straightening your other legs as you press the heel down into the floor. Okay, nice, and lifting the hips really high. Okay, you might even choose to lift both your heels and drop the heels down to your right and center, followed by the left. Okay, so take your time. Once you're done adjusting in your down dog, please find stillness. Okay, so with down dog again, hands are shoulder width distance. You're pressing the floor away. Think about lengthening through your spine, lifting the hips high. If you have tighter hamstrings, please bend your knees slightly. Okay, and don't worry about grounding your heels. Okay, so you want to keep that nice long spine here.
Nice. Now, if you haven't done so, find stillness in down dog. Very nice. On your next inhalation, shift forward to plank, coming back to your high push-up. From plank, lower knees down to the floor. Gently lower your whole body all the way down as you lie flat on your belly. Hands on the mat next to your chest. We're going to come up into a baby cobra. So push on through your thighs, top parts of your feet, lift your chest. Okay, so it's a lower back bend. Again, hug elbows inwards towards the midline. Nice. Okay, collarbones remain broad. Still keeping your ribs and belly in here. From your baby cobra, push back. Downward facing dog. Go back and up. Nice. Now from here, right leg lifts to three-legged dog, straight leg. Exhale, right knee to forehead or nose. Okay, so as you bring your knee forward, you want to stack shoulders on top of wrists like you're doing a plank, lifting the right shin away from the mat more. Gently step your right foot forward between your palms. Big step. Nice. Now easy twist. Left hand remains on the mat. Float your right hand upwards. Okay, so stretching the right hand up towards the ceiling. Nice. Now keep your back thigh lifted. Press down through the ball of your left foot. Okay, if you're stable or if you're comfortable, feel free to look up at your right hand. Nice. Now lower your left knee down to the floor. Inhale, release your twist as you stretch both your arms up towards the ceiling. Anjaneyasana. Okay, so you're hugging in the thighs together. Descend your hips down and forward. Again, if you need, place a towel underneath your left knee here. Lengthening your upper body upwards, stretch up. Keeping the ribs and belly in, hold. Nice, now release your hands down to the floor. Half split. Start to straighten that front leg as you shift your hips back. So you're keeping your left thigh vertical. Flex front foot. Drive that right heel down into the floor. Okay, so for this pose, you may or may not need blocks. If your hands don't quite touch the mat anymore, grab your blocks or books, place them on either side of your right leg. Okay, take an inhale here as you lengthen. Exhale, tip forward. Fold. Okay, think about reaching the crown of your head towards your right toes. Okay, so in half split again. If your belly isn't close to your thigh, doesn't matter. Okay, so make sure you're not rounding and hunching your half split like that. So again, chest forward. Hold here. Nice. Now inhale, look forward halfway. Rebend your knee to ground your foot. Okay, lizard pose. Shifting the right foot about 1 or 2 inches out to your right side with your toes turned out slightly. Place both your hands on the floor inside of your right foot. Option 1, you're here. Option 2, again, use your blocks. Lower your elbows down to blocks. Option 3, if it's accessible, elbows on the mat directly. Okay, so try to line up your elbows with the arch of your front foot. Nice, and keep that right knee a bit closer to your right shoulder. Again, just gazing softly at space between your thumbs. And choose to keep your left knee on the mat or lift your back thigh. Okay, yogi's choice. Now, hips remain level. Nice, okay, so feeling that stretch in the front part of your left thigh, groin area on the right side and right hamstring. Nice, now come back up onto your palms, hands on the mat. Can we step your right leg back to a plank? Slowly. Okay, once you're back in plank, knees down to the floor. Okay, so you're going to practice half chaturanga. We'll try. Okay, so from here, shifting the chest forward. So you want the shoulders to go past your wrists, keeping your ribs and belly in. You can either just bend your elbows slightly. Okay, if it's accessible, lower down halfway and hold. Okay, from here, higher cobra. Okay, so micro bend your elbows, chest forward, shoulders away from ears, and hips back and up, downward facing dog. Yes, let's come back to down dog. And just take this time to just reset, recenter before we move on to the other side. Nice, our next inhale, left leg lifts to three-legged dog, straight leg. Exhale, okay, as you shift your shoulders forward, bring the knee to your chest. Okay, so again, lifting that left shin away from the mat. Okay, a bit of core work. Gently step your left foot forward between your palms. If you need to, just pick up your left foot and shift it forward, okay, if it's stuck halfway in the middle. Okay, so right palm stays on the mat, twisting towards your left, stretch your left hand up, easy twist. Okay, so keep your back heel up, ribs and belly in as you twist and maybe looking up at your lifted hand. Lower the right knee down to the floor, transitioning to
Anjaneyasana. Lift your chest up and sweep both your arms up towards the ceiling. Okay, so again, hug inner thighs together. Descend your hips. Keep your upper body lengthening upwards. Nice. Okay, sides of your waistline, breathe. Release your hands down to the floor. Half split. Straightening that left leg. Okay, so keep your right thigh vertical. So if you're sitting on your heel, just shift the left foot forward. Slowly adjust. Square hips to the front. Hands on mat or hands on blocks. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale, let's fold. Again, as best as you can. Again, so the chest is forward. Drive that left heel down into the floor. Hug inner thighs together. Nice long spine as you fold forwards. Inhale, look forward halfway. Rebend your knee to ground your foot. Lizard. See? So shifting that left foot 1 or 2 inches out to your left. Turn your toes out. Place both your palms inside of your left foot on the floor. Okay, so option 1, you're here. Option 2, again, use your blocks. Option 3, elbows on the mat directly. Okay, so keeping left knee a bit closer to your left shoulder. Hips are even. Okay, so you're not collapsing on the right side. Stay or lift your back knee as well. Okay, so a little bit more of an active lizard. Shoulders away from ears. Gazing softly at a... Yeah, okay, so I just like to look at the space between my thumbs, wherever you are. Coming back up onto your palms, hands on the floor. Step left leg back, plank. Okay, so second shot at half chaturanga. Knees down to the floor. Again, slowly shift the chest forward. Either bend your elbows slightly and hold, or if you can, maybe lower down a little bit more. Okay, so just don't let the shoulders dip below your elbow level. From here, higher cobra. Again, micro bend your elbows, chest forward, and lift your hips back up. Downward facing dog. Go back. Okay, so wherever you are, again, when you're down dog, wherever you're in your practice, always remember your breath is the most important. Don't worry about how the final shape should look like. Nice. On next inhale, right leg lifts to three-legged dog, straight leg. Okay, taking this into an open hip three-legged dog or scorpion tail. Bend your right knee. Turn the hips open towards your right side. So you think about pointing your right kneecap upwards and actively squeeze your right heel to your bum. Nice. So can you try to level the shoulders a little bit more? Nice. On your exhale, square off your hips. Bring that right knee to forehead or nose. Curl the knee in. Gently step the right foot forward between your palms. Okay. Pyramid pose variation. So just keeping this distance between your legs. Start to straighten the front leg. Okay. So quite similar to half split. Again, you're working on your hamstring. So you might need your blocks on either side of your right foot or fingers on the mat. Now, so can you square off your hips more? Okay, so right hip back, left hip forward. Back heel can stay lifted. Flex the front foot. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale, let's fold over your right leg. Okay, so again, chest is forward. Maybe belly to your thigh. Now, just making sure that you're not hyperextending the front knee. If you are, just soft bend that right knee. Inhale, look forward. Halfway. Rebend the knee to ground your foot. Slowly. Easy twist, second round. Okay, so left palm on the mat. Twisting towards your right. Stretch your right hand upwards. Okay, so again, if you're comfortable, look up at your lifted hand. Nice and hug inner thighs together. Now, option 1, you remain here. Left hand is on the mat. Option 2, some of you might choose to float your left fingers. Okay, so just maybe grazing the fingers. Or you can, if you can lift a little bit higher, hold, still twisting towards your right side. Nice. Now, left hand back onto the mat if you're hovering. Right hand to right hip. Easy side plank. Okay, so lower the left knee down to the floor, step by step. Can you now turn your left foot out towards the left side edge of the mat? And at the same time, you want to step your right foot back. Okay, so you end up with left palm, left knee, and a straight right leg. Okay, just try to line them up together, stretching the right hand up towards the ceiling. Okay, so easiest variation of side plank. Again, looking at your left fingers, you spread them wide, push into the floor. Adding on from here, can you now float your right leg? Okay, so this is like a modified half moon.
Okay, so flex point of floor in your right foot. Option 1, you stay, your right leg is straight. Option 2, bend your right knee, reach your right hand back. Okay, once you have your foot, start to kick your right foot away from your bum. Okay, this is a nice back bend. So using the strength of your leg here to kick back. Nice, okay, collarbones broad. Maybe looking sideways or looking up, whatever feels right. Nice, now re-straighten your right leg back to that modified half moon pose. Okay, we're going to step your right foot back to the front. Okay, so I'll do this very slowly. As you step your right foot forward, you're going to pivot that left toes towards the back edge of the mat. You got that? Once you're here, lift your chest up on your inhale. Hands to hips, getting ready for high lunge. So from low to high, tuck your back toes, push down to the ball of your left foot, straighten your left leg. Come on. Okay, so feet hip width, hips squaring forward. Reach both your arms up. Nice, take a moment here just to breathe. And can you soften the space between your eyebrows? From here, so shape of your legs remain the same. Lean forward to a resting warrior. Okay, so a bit more 45. Hollow the belly. Nice biceps next to ears. Hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hands to hips. Warrior 3. Okay, so to come into your warrior 3, feel free to step your left foot forward halfway. Okay, so just shortening the distance. Tip forward as you lift your left leg up. Okay, so think capital letter T shape here. Nice, now square off your hips, roll your left hip down, squeeze your legs together. Spine is long, ribs and belly in. Hands can be at your heart center. Maybe hold your hips or airplane arms. Very nice. Now lower your left foot down to the floor. Fold forwards, Uttanasana. Okay, so in your Uttanasana, feet can be hip width distance. Even keep a soft bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Hands on the floor, step back, plank. Okay, as you come back to your plank, we're going to try that half chaturanga again. Knees onto the mat, shifting, chest forward. Okay, so shoulders aren't creeping up, shoulders away from ears. Keep the ribs and belly in. Bend your elbows either slightly, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, so elbows are not flaring out, you're hugging your elbows inwards. Coming up into a high cobra. Elbows micro bend them, chest forward, push on through your thighs, and lift your hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Go back. Okay, so anytime you need, again, you're welcome to take child's pose. Or you can stay here in down dog with me. Nice, and you can just bring the awareness back to your breath. As you actively press the floor with your palms, lift the sitting bones nice and high. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, lift left leg up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to, oops, I forgot one more pose. Let's do that again. Left leg lifts to 3-legged dog. Scorpion tail. Bend your knee, turn the hips a little to your left side. Squeezing left heel to bum, left kneecap points up. Nice, now square off your hips. Left knee to forehead or nose now, for real. Knee to chest or nose. Lift the shin away from the mat, press the floor with your palms. Gently step your left foot forward. Back step. Okay, pyramid pose variation. Start to straighten your front leg. Okay, so I just went from a bend knee and straighten. Okay, hands on mat or hands on blocks. Squaring off your hips, left hip back. Back heel stays lifted. On your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Okay, so folding over your left leg. Drive your left heel down into the floor. Hug inner thighs together. Nice long spine. Again, so don't worry if your hands can't touch the mat. Your blocks will be there to help you, or your thick books. You can also do this. Very nice. Now next inhale, halfway lift. Rebend your knee to ground your foot. Okay, you're going to take your easy twist. Right palm on the mat. Twisting towards your left. Stretch your left hand up. Okay, so option 1, you stay here. Option 2, maybe try to come a little bit lighter on your right fingers. Option 3, maybe hover. Okay, so as you're hovering and you're not collapsing, still keep that twist towards the left side. Nice, I'll lower your right palm down to the floor. Left hand to left hip. Okay, easy side plank. Drop the right knee down to the mat. As you turn your right foot out towards the right side edge, you're going to step your left leg back. Okay, nice. So keep your right thigh vertical, lining up your right wrist with your right knee and your left foot. Stretch your left hand up. Okay, so note that the right wrist is just a little bit in front of the right shoulder. Once you're here, can you lift that left leg? So modified half moon. Option 1, stay here. 2, modified Chapasana, bend your left knee, catch hold of your left foot with your left hand. Okay, and then you're going to kick your left foot away from your bum. Okay, so chest is moving towards your right. Draw shoulder blades closer together. Again, look wherever feels right. And with your left foot, you can point, floint, or flex. Nice. Now re-straighten your left leg back to modified half moon. Again, we're going to step your left foot back to the front. So the transition will be slowly step your left foot forward. At the same time, pivot your right toes to the back. Okay, so back to this low lunge shape. Lift your chest up, hands to hips. Okay, so feet should already be hip width distance. Tuck your back toes. Push down through the ball of your right foot as you straighten the back leg. Again, hips squaring forward, left knee bend, right leg straight. Spread your toes. Get ready, stretch your arms up. Nice, okay, so nice long spine. Tailbone lengthens down. Again, still keeping belly in, ribs in. From here, resting warrior. I know it's a resting warrior, but we're not exactly resting. Can you hover at this 45-degree angle? Squaring off your hips, biceps next to ears. Stay strong for 3, 2, and 1. Hands to hips. Warrior 3. Again, you can just step your right foot forward first to shorten the stance easier. As you tip forward to your left foot, lift your right leg up. Okay, so you're finding that capital letter T shape. Nice. Left leg might be a little bit wobbly now. Breathe. Hands can remain on hips or hands to heart. Some of you can choose to take airplane arms also. Okay, so right kneecap points downwards. Squeeze inner thighs together. Keep breathing. Nice. Forward fold. Step your right foot next to your left. Fold forwards. Uttanasana. Again, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Hands on the floor. Step back, plank. Okay, as you come back to plank, yogi's choice, you can skip that half chaturanga and go straight back to down dog. Or you can join me, knees on the floor, shifting chest forward. Okay, keeping the ribs and belly in, slowly descend. Slightly, or maybe a little bit more halfway. Okay, high cobra. Lifting the chest, hug elbows inwards, shoulders away from ears. And hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Okay, so that concludes our first set of standing poses. Okay, staying here in stillness and down dog. Okay, for a couple more breaths. Okay, press the floor with your palms. Lengthen through your spine. Okay, and then feel as though you want to stretch the mat longer between your hands and feet. Nice. Our second set of standing poses. Lift right leg up. 3-legged dog. So doing what we did earlier. Scorpion tail. Bend your knee. Turn the hips towards your right. Lifting right kneecap up. Squeeze your right heel to your bum. Exhale. Square off your hips. Right knee to forehead or nose. Step the right foot forward softly. Warrior 1. Okay, so you want to ground your left foot now. You can just angle that left foot about 45 or 60 degrees to the front. Press down through your feet to rise up. Okay, so a little bit different from high lunge. The back foot is a little bit different. Nice, now bend into your right knee. Nice, and notice if you're lifting the little toe side of your left foot. So try to press that area down. Stretch out through your arms. Hips facing forward. Pause. Nice, now interlacing your hands behind your back. Okay, you're going to come into humble warrior very shortly. So for those who can, as you interlace your fingers, you want to press your palms together. Again, if this is too much for your shoulders, you can take a towel or strap and hold onto a towel or strap this way. Once you're here, your right foot, I like to shift my right foot just slightly to your right so feet stays more hip width distance. On your inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forwards. So folding inside of your right thigh. Reaching the crown of your head a little bit closer to the floor. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're just here halfway, just hold and make sure you're not resting your chest on your thigh, you're folding inwards. Okay, shoulder inside of your knee, bringing maybe the head to the floor. Okay, and then once you, sorry, let me repeat that again. Once you bring the head closer to the floor, stay here and think about stretching your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Okay, shoulders away from ears, stretch your knuckles up, squeezing the right hip energetically towards your left foot. It's not an easy pose to hold, I know. Nice, now next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands on the floor, yay. Okay, so without coming up, just pivot your feet towards the left side edge of the mat. Adjust your feet to be more parallel to each other. Okay, turning the little toes in slightly. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, let's fold forwards. Okay, so as you're folding forwards, again, you're hinging from your hips. If you can, you're going to place your palms on the floor. Okay, so you can experiment, maybe hands on blocks or so. If your hands don't quite touch the mat, use your blocks. Maybe even walking the hands towards the right side edge of the mat more. Okay, so wherever you are, again, lifting hips higher, shifting the weight more to your toes. Nice, and keep the shoulders away from ears. Okay, so again, energetically press down through your feet and feel as though you want to crumple the mat between your feet. Next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Pause here. Hands back to your hips. Take your time to come up. So press down through your feet as you keep your ribs in, belly in, and rise back up. And adjust your hair. Okay, so once you're upright, turn your right foot forward. Okay, Trikonasana. So both your legs are straight, your hips are still facing the left side edge of the mat. Stretch your arms out sideways. Okay, so typically it could be right heel to left heel or even right heel to arch of left foot. Start to stretch your right hand to the front. So you're leaning forward. Lean forward as you shift your hips towards the back. Until you cannot lean anymore, can you lower your hand down maybe to your ankle, maybe a little bit higher shin, or if you try, just lightly touch the mat with your fingers. Okay, so wherever you're in triangle, you're not collapsing the chest. Nice, stay long. If you need to, the hand could also be on a block. Stretch your left hand up. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2, sweep your left arm overhead. So a little bit more of an overhead extension. Okay, so notice if you're hyperextending that right knee, can you soften the knee, maybe even slightly bend it. Left armpit back. Nice, nice, strong legs, maybe looking upwards. Nice, now left hand to left hip. Bend your right knee, look forward. Okay, maybe take a block along with you. Walk the block or walk your fingers about 1 foot in front of your right little toe. Okay, so it's more this side, not the inside of your big toe. Half moon. So earlier on, we practiced that modified half moon. Let's try it now with a straight leg. You can step your left foot forward halfway first, slowly, and start to float that left leg up. Okay, so your right wrist is below the right shoulder, roughly, turning your body towards your left. Nice, stay here. Option 1, maybe stretch your left hand up. Option 2, Chapasana. Bend your left knee, catch off your left foot with your left hand, slowly. Okay, so you want your left knee to be pointing back as you start to kick your left foot away from your bum. Okay, so you form like a nice C shape or U shape with your back. Nice, and slowly re-straighten your left leg back to half moon. Whoa. From half moon, can you gracefully step back to a warrior 2? Okay, so to do so, bend your right knee. Slowly land your left foot back. Try to do it without any sound and rise back up. How was that for you? Okay, so ankles as wide as wrist. Right knee a little bit more bend, maybe knee on top of ankle if you can. Stretch out through your arms and just gaze softly at your right fingers. Let's reverse. Flip the right palm up, inhale. Exhale. Sweep your right arm overhead. Okay, so keeping your left hand light on your left leg as you stretch through your right fingertips. Inhale, back up to warrior 2. Exhale. Cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Step your right leg back to a plank. Okay, so coming back to your high push-up. So you guessed it, half chaturanga. Knees onto the floor. Shift the chest forward. Slowly descend. Okay, so again, remember elbows are not flaring out to the side. Hug them inwards. maybe lower down halfway while keeping ribs and belly in. Lift your chest up, come into a cobra pose again. Micro bend your elbows, don't shrug. Shoulders back, chest forward, and hips back and up. Downward facing dog, go back. Nice, pausing here in your down dog before we do our second side. Let me just turn around the other way. Nice, let's complete this round with our left side. Stretch your left leg up on your inhale. Three-legged dog. Okay, scorpion tail now. Bend your knee, turn the hips towards your left. Again, so squeezing left heel to bum. Point your left knee up, square off your shoulders. Exhale, square off your hips. Knee to forehead or nose. Again, try to lift the shin a little bit higher. Step your left foot forward. Between your palms, warrior one. Right foot flat. Press down through your feet to rise up. Slowly. Okay, so nice long spine here. Reach up through your arms. Keep the ribs in, tailbone lengthening downwards. Interlacing the hands behind your back. Humble warrior. Again, so I like to shift my left foot slightly to your left, or slightly to my left. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward. So folding inside of your left thigh. Reaching the crown of your head a little bit closer to the floor. Okay, can you squeeze your left hip towards your right foot energetically? If you can, you want to think about stretching knuckles upwards towards the ceiling, maybe towards the front of the mat. Nice, okay, so make sure you're not holding your breath. Nice, now look forward halfway. Hands to the floor. Again, without coming up, we're just going to pivot towards the right side edge of the mat. Adjusting your feet again, parallel to each other. Turn the little toes in slightly. On your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow forwards. Second round, again, so as you're tipping forward from your hips, you might choose to keep your hands on your mat like what we did earlier. Maybe try to walk your hands back a little bit further. Final option, to hold respective ankles with your hands. So you're going to be bending your elbows out sideways. Draw shoulders away from ears. Nice long spine here, fold. Nice, now inhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Pause here. Hands back to your hips. Take your time. Slowly rise back up. Okay, once you're upright, turn your left toes forward. Trikonasana again. So both your legs are straight. Hips are still facing your right. Stretch your arms out sideways. Okay, get ready. Start to lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Gently lower your hand down to your ankle, shin, maybe the mat. Okay, maybe float your fingers. Stretching the right hand upwards. Again, option one, stay here. Option two, reach your right arm overhead. Okay, so a bit more overhead extension. Right armpit back, left armpit forward. Again, think about lengthening that left side of your body a little bit more. Nice, now right hand to right hip. Okay, half moon. Again, if you need to, grab your block. Walk the block about 1 foot in front of the, so it's more on the little toe side. Okay, shifting the weight forward. Shorten the stance first, easier. And take your time, float that right leg up. Slowly. Okay, once you're here, careful, be steady with your gaze. And stretch your right hand upwards. Option one, stay here. Two, Chapasana. Bend that right knee, catch off your right foot with your right hand. Okay, so if it's hard to reach back with your right hand this way, another way to enter the pose, bring the knee to your chest first, reach your right hand back, and then you kick your right foot back. Okay, so looking downwards is a little bit more stable. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look sideways or look up. Okay, just optional. From Chapasana, re-straighten that right leg back to half moon. Again, gracefully and with a lot of control. Step back, warrior two. Okay, so you bend your left knee, step your right foot back, come back up. Again, so if you have a tiny distance for your warrior to go a little bit wider, stretch out your arms and just gaze softly at your left fingers. Let's reverse. Flip left palm up, inhale. Exhale, sweep left arm overhead, reach it back. Okay, so again, get your left armpit back, right armpit forward. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Step your left leg back to plank. From plank, knees down to the mat. Again, half chaturanga, we try, shifting chest forward, ribs and belly in, lower down slightly or maybe halfway down. Lift your chest up, come into a nice cobra. Micro bend your elbows. Nice, press down through your thighs, collarbones broad. Okay, and listen carefully. From cobra, we're going to sit back to child's pose. Okay, so if you went back to down dog, I'll meet you in child's pose. In your child's pose, stretch your hands forward, resting the forehead on the floor, or you can even place a block underneath your forehead. Sit your butt back to your heels more, hold. Okay, start to slow down your breath. Nice, now from child's pose, walk your hands back towards your knees, sit upright. Okay, once you're upright, let's just shift your weight, shift your hips to any side. Bring both your feet forward. Feet hip width and parallel to each other. Lie down onto your back. Okay, so you know we're reaching Shavasana, so we're already on our backs. Okay, so again, feet hip width and parallel to each other. Hands on the mat beside your body. Let's take a bridge pose. So pushing down through your feet, start to lift your hips. Lift the lower back, upper back, lifting your chest towards your chin. Okay, so again, you want to drive down through your feet more. Lift the chest a little bit higher. Okay, maybe choosing to interlace the fingers beneath your back. Okay, so like what we did, or what we've been doing in your humble warrior. Okay, chest up. Nice. And don't let your knees flare out. Again, you think about squeezing a block between your thighs. Lower your body back down to the floor, slowly. Nice. Now once you're back onto the mat, bring your knees closer together. Stretch your arms out sideways. Your supine twist. Moving the hips slightly to your right. Lower the knees down to your left side. Okay, hang on. Okay, so lower your knees down to your left and look past your right shoulder. So if you can, try to bring your knees a bit closer to your chest or belly. Okay, keeping the right shoulder down to the floor. Hold. Okay, so again, just holding the pose, not holding your breath. Inhale back to center. Other side. Move your hips a little to your left. Lower the knees down to your right. Okay, look past your left shoulder now. Again, if you can, bring your knees a bit closer to your chest or belly. Nice, now come back to center. Once you're back in center, hug both your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and hold on to opposite elbows or forearms. Gently lift your head as you bring forehead or nose to your knees. Giving yourself a final squeeze as you hug tight like a ball. And let it go. Shavasana. Okay, straightening your legs. Separate your feet to about mat width distance. Hands away from your body with your palms facing upwards. Close your eyes. Okay, taking as much space as you need here on your mat. Softening once again the space between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaw and unshrug the shoulders. Just let your body be completely still. Completely present, so you're not falling asleep. As you allow your body to absorb all the benefits from your 45-minute practice. Okay, again, you can either continue to stay maybe a couple more minutes longer in Shavasana if you have the time. Otherwise, start to wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Bring your legs together to touch. Stretch your arms over overhead. Interlace your fingers, flip the palms upwards, point your toes, and stretch like you just woke up. And exhale, release. Bend both your knees. Roll over to the right side, resting on your right upper arm for a very short while. Okay, take your time, push yourself back up to any comfortable seat facing the front with your eyes still closed. You can either keep your hands on your knees or join me in Anjali Mudra by bringing your palms together to touch at your heart center. Bringing the awareness back to your body and back to this present moment on your mat by blinking your eyes open very, very slowly. Namaste. Thank you everyone again for tuning in. Have a great Saturday ahead and I will see you guys next week. Okay? Thanks. See you at 3 o'clock next Saturday. Bye.